achieved business agility because we are able to define these are our success factors. So can you define a couple of examples of, you can pick up a couple of topics and you can explain, for example, what do you think if an organization has achieved their business agility because of, for example, you can talk about customers or any such things.
Yeah. So here I'm completing a part-time executive MBA, a Master in Business Administration, and I had the opportunity to study with a highly renowned professor, Daniel Cable, who is an expert in positive psychology and employee engagement. And I've also attended sessions, lectures with other professors that are working with the industry to define and evolve the business and agility best practices, capabilities for the future. And one common theme, one way to successfully achieve business agility is to use positive psychology, specifically create an environment in which every employee feels safe to contribute, raise their opinions, raise their critical and constructive thinking anytime in any meeting, and especially that they feel safe working with their line manager and they feel empowered and satisfied working in their teams or departments, but also more importantly with the line manager, because the number one reason that people don't feel successful or happy at work is because they don't feel empowered and they don't have a positive, healthy relationship with their line manager. So if you start with those basic, you suddenly increase the dial of happiness and success significantly. And then you set this whole mindset of the organization to, again, have that safe psychology environment where everybody feels like, they are listening to me, they are actively listening to me, I can collaborate, I can contribute my ideas.
Yeah.
People are listening. That doesn't mean that all the ideas are going to be implemented, because we cannot implement all of them. Only the top or the best ones, we curate the ideas. Yeah. But people feel happy and positive that they are working towards a purpose, and they feel safe to contribute and constructively critique ideas of different individuals for the benefit of the team or the organization. When you do that, it's like, we are in the same boat and we are rowing in the same direction, and we have a common purpose or agenda. That way, you start delivering on multiple KPIs that align to success much more substantially, continuously. You build high performance teams that are sustainable. That's the key. That's a way to be the most successful in business and introducing agility and be results oriented, but from the purpose and from leveraging your resources and keeping your resources empowered, happy, and performing towards the results that you need to achieve, and pivoting and being innovative to change direction or adapt incrementally, quickly if need be, and fail fast. I'm repeating a few of the topics, but overall, that's how you maximize the success over time and in a sustainable manner. Yeah.
I think you picked up a very good point, which is I think some of the, when you look about digital transformation or achieving business agility, it is always people talking about every other thing. So I think you picked up a very, very good point, which is employee satisfaction. So I think if you have a satisfied employee, obviously they'll be able to contribute more, collaborate more, and again, you can achieve a lot. So it ties up into, again, what you just mentioned about the challenges. All these challenges can be overcome by impacting positive employee experience, right? Employee satisfaction. Anything else? Any other success factor you'd be looking into, for example, in order to achieve business agility? So first one, you talked about employee satisfaction. Anything else you'd want to highlight?
Yeah, it's well, that was number one, employee, but it's not only employee, it's all the relationships that the business has with the ecosystem around it, suppliers, collaborators, management, part-time employees, full-time employees, family and friends, because it's an ecosystem, so it's not just employees. I just wanted to clarify that. What is the number two in terms of business agility? Good question. I could describe it as introducing innovation and creativity to be able to look. It's like being a little bit of a near future futurist or visionary. You need either the C-suite, a CIO or chief innovation officer, to lead the organization, but with the brain power, with the muscle power of the whole organization. If you do that, and you create an organization where innovation and creativity is allowed, then you become more agile, because by default you are like a little kid. You are curious to learn. You're curious to do things better from an operational point of view, from a delivery to customer point of view, from organizational relationships between members or teams or people that need to collaborate with each other in a business. And therefore, if you lead with that innovation and curiosity, you are incrementing the dial on the business agility. Yeah.
I think again, I've been looking into, have recently looked into lean practices. So one of the first thing they encourage for everyone to be lean is to allow people to be creative and innovative. I think that's also the second topic, which unfortunately not every CIO or every IT leader will generally be promoting, because they are always tied up with the operational uh, frustrations from the organization or from the rest of the employees. Again, you're tied up with so many things. You're tied up with the projects. You're tied up with operations. You're tied up with maintenance and everything. So that innovation is something which is generally missed out. I think you picked up very good point. So, I, again, from a innovation standpoint, I think if people start come out with innovative ideas, which might not be applicable right now, but in the near future. So how do you think, again, for to, as for example, as an IT leader, if you already got a team who are want to or willing to innovate, how do you, for example, are you going to allow them, for example, 1 week a month or 1 day a month or something like that? How do you think IT leaders should be encouraging that innovation within their teams? How should they allocate the time, or what do you think is the best way of achieving that?
Thank you, Saif. That's a good question. In you're making an assumption that to be creative or innovative, you need time off from your daily work to introduce creativity and innovation. But in fact, that is not the best or optimal way to introduce innovation and creativity. And I will tell you why. It's not like you are in the grind all the time, and only when you get time off, you can be creative or innovative. You can be creative and innovative in your approach anytime, all the time. And it's about training yourself and the team to think in that way. For example, you're doing some processes, or you're firefighting, meaning you are solving a problem that you have in a production software application. A customer made a complaint or something, a transaction didn't go through. And so you train people or allow them to become more innovative and creative. And so they, in the process of firefighting or doing your day-to-day job, you can find steps that you can do more efficiently or better, or you can eliminate a step because it doesn't make sense anymore. So you're saving time, you are improving on efficiencies, you are doing things in a more better fitted to the requirement. So you put your hat of I'm creative and innovative, and you don't take it off. You have it permanently on, because you're seeking for opportunities to introduce little by little improved processes, operational processes, relationships, or delivery of product or service. It doesn't mean that you need to do like Google, oh, let me give you 10% time off for you to brainstorm on how you could come up with a new idea, because I don't believe in that approach necessarily to be the best. I believe that if you by default become more fluent in being creative and innovative at whatever you do, I don't know, you can every day you cook a lunch or a dinner. If you become more creative and innovative, you could cook the same chicken or omelette in a different way, introducing a different surprising factor that adds value to the experience, to your employee and customer experience. So it's just about training your mind, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to train people to be more creative or innovative. It's actually quite simple. It's just allowing them to do so and being safe to do so.
Allowing them, yeah. I think you mentioned about employee, again, allowing employees to, allowing managers to empower their employees, which means automatically when you give that that obligation to the employees, then they will become innovative. So I think it's always encouraging them to be innovative. So I think that's a very good point. Again, it's a different mindset if you think as you give a good example is Google, where they allocate a specific time for employees to be creative. So I think what you're saying is, on the other hand, in order to be sustainable, you do it on the job, in every day to day, and give that mindset or create that mindset within the employee, so that they become more innovative. I think that's a very good point.
Yeah, and do some role modeling, give some examples of how we can be more creative, and maybe allow some little team meetings or and treat them as innovation-driven workshops or little team meetings where we are extra creative or innovative to spark that level of let's create something new, let's do something in a more efficient or innovative or type of way. It's about learning new patterns, and anybody can learn at any age. It's not difficult if we really want to. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Santiago. So thank you for providing us some examples for a couple of challenges and discussing the success factors. Thank you very much for joining the call.
Anytime, Saif. A pleasure to talk with you today. I wish you all the best, and happy to talk with you again anytime soon about any other topics. Thank you.
Thank you.